Brute. You like Big Smash? Me like Big Smash. You like Bam Bam? Me like Bam Bam. Listen up, runts. When the pack calls for blood, you better be the alpha. It's time to get wild and reckless, because today we're talking brutes. Currently, there are 5 killer brute heroes in Classic constructed for you to swing big with. There's the classic brutes, Rhinar and KO Armed and Dangerous, the shadow brute, Leviah, and most recently, the revered and reviled Toughnut and KO Underhanded Cheat. Each one of these heroes takes the overrate offense, spike turns, and risk management that brute brings to the table, and adds their own twists, gambits, and brutality for you to savor. Today, we're here to look at the fundamentals of the class and get you up to speed with the rest of the pack. So no matter what brute you want to play, you know how to bite back. We'll talk through the number 6, discard, action points, and intimidate. Then we'll show you how to grab variants by the throat and bleed it dry, asserting dominance over anyone who dares to sit across the rampaging beast within you. Oh, and how to play brute. 6. When asked for their favorite number, there's no question what a brute would bark back. And if they understood what a number is, then they'd say 6. Almost all the best brute attacks and effects rely on this number being in the bottom left corner of their attack action cards. Not just to hit you with, but to fuel their savagery. Some cards want a 6 power attack in the pitch. Others want to be buffed up to 6. Most want to discard a 6, and a select shadowy few want to banish their 6s from the graveyard. You can think of 6 power attacks as an additional resource requirement for any brute deck. The best brutes know how to navigate the ratio of quote-unquote 6s and non-6s. Leveraging the unrivaled power of cards like Blood Bellow, which gives all of your brute attacks +2 power for the entire turn and draws you 2 cards, but requires you to discard a 6 power attack and adds to the inconsistencies of having said non-6s in your deck. Most brute cards won't necessarily require you to make use of a 6 power attack, but if you fail to do so, your turn might stop short or leave you looking like the runt of the pack. Discard. Discard, discard. So what if I have to discard a card? I'll just choose a 6 every time. That's the thing. Brutes, with a couple exceptions, discard at random. Without this randomness, they would run over every other class, no questions asked. When playing as or fighting against a brute, you never truly know what's going to happen. Cards like Wild Ride rely heavily on discard, swinging for 6 damage with go again. Crazy, so long as you discard a 6 at random. But if you miss, it'll be the last attack you send on your turn, which is pretty rough, since it's a non-block you want to attack with. Notably, these non-block cards' discard clauses are alleviated by the fact that they draw then discard, effectively replacing the lost value or having an effect so good you simply won't miss it. As a brute, you want to control your discard variants, getting non-6 cards out of your hand by pitching or blocking with them before committing to an attacking turn that requires a discard condition to be met. On top of this, access to modal cards like Wind Up the Crowd give you even more optionality with how you use your attacks, either sending them for damage or discarding them for beneficial tokens, helping you convert every hand. So don't let the word random fool you. With killer instincts, a brute can navigate any battlefield, guaranteeing that their rampage finds its purchase. Action points. To lead the hunt, you've got to be quick. And while a good chunk of brute cards have access to conditional go again, plenty of heavy hitters like Swing Big and Show of Strength do not. 2 costs for 8 though. Not bad. But just because an attack doesn't have go again now, doesn't mean it can't with some extra muscle behind it. The brute class loves agility tokens. These tokens will pop at the start of your turn and give go again to the first attack you make. Any attack. That means making agility is key for the more egregiously violent brute's turns. Whether it's discarding an agile windup, clashing with your opponent, something you were very well equipped to do with all those 6s, you beast, or smashing back an Ailhorn, there are plenty of ways for you to swing even wider on any given turn. And hey, if agility just isn't going to cut it for the diabolical violence you've got planned, you can always roll the dice. Arguably, one of the strongest equipment pieces in the game, a brute's scab skin leathers are as trusty as they are dangerous. Roll a 1, your turn ends on the spot. Roll a 2 or 3, you're back to 1 action point. 4 or 5, now we're talking. An extra action point means you can make your double swing big play. Roll a 6, now you're just flexing on us. 3 action points and a world of hurt on the way. Intimidate. Intimidate! Intimidate! Attacking with this level of ferocity has its perks, and nothing is more fierce than Intimidate. The brute class gets to use their opponent's fear to their advantage, literally, as whenever you intimidate your opponent, they randomly banish a card from their hand, and that card doesn't come back until the attacking turn has reached its bloody conclusion. Its bloody conclusion. What does this mean for you? Intimidate strips away blocking cards from your opponent, guaranteeing they end up taking more hits. So much of Flesh and Blood is about evaluating which cards in any given turn you're willing to let go of to block with. So, if you intimidate one of those blocking cards, you put your opponent between a rock and a well, you. If they want to block anything, their choice isn't entirely their own. Perhaps their best defensive cards are all that's left in their hand. Should they just become blocking cards? Life totals can force an unfavorable decision. Finally, another Alpha Brute staple of Flesh and Blood equipment, the Scowling Flesh Bag. This is currently one of the only ways to intimidate your opponent on their turn, meaning this headpiece can block for insane amounts of value if you time it right. Imagine you deny your opponent's big finisher or attack reaction by sending it running to the banish zone. Strategy. At the end of the day, Brutes are all about big hits and game-winning burst turns. No matter which Brute you end up playing, you'll be in charge of your own risks, deciding when to line up assured playlines and when to roll scabs for the potential to go way over the top. Look for turns where you can go 3+ chain links wide, usually involving creating an agility token prior, setting up a natural go-again piece in Arsenal, and or ripping Blood Rush Bellow and letting your weapon do some of the talking. Almost all the Brute heroes are more than happy to play a mid-range value game, so don't be afraid to make some heavier blocks in the earlier stages of a fight as you dig towards your power cards and set up your tokens. The Brute class is generally a great place to start your Flesh and Blood journey, with the caveat that each of the heroes vary a bit in complexity due to their win conditions and access to talented card pools. In order of difficulty from easiest to hardest to pilot, the Brute heroes can be ranked KO Armed and Dangerous, Tough Nut, Rhinar, KO Underhanded Cheat, then Leviathan. With great power comes even greater challenges to your strength. So if you want to become the alpha and assert dominance over Wraith, bare fangs, and go buck wild, because only the strongest survive. We hope you enjoyed this quick overview of the Brute class, and if you want to learn more about the other classes in Flesh and Blood, be sure to check out the rest of our How to Play videos here on the fabtcg YouTube channel. Till next time, and thanks for watching.